All right, let's dive into one of the biggest decisions many of you will face, higher education, and specifically that choice between public and private universities here in Singapore. Today, our deep dive takes us right into the financial side of things for university students. It's a huge moment for your future, and we've got the latest 2025 data to help clarify it all.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating, I think, is just how much the financial picture can vary. So our mission today is really to give you a straightforward, informed look at tuition fees, scholarships, long-term benefits, all based on the most current data we have. We want you to feel, well, confident in whatever choice you make.
Okay, so first up, let's quickly sketch out the scene. Singapore's universities. You've got the big public players, right? NUS, NTU, SMU. They're heavily government funded, ranked really high globally.
Right.
Then on the other side, you have private institutions, think SIM Global Education, Kaplan, James Cook University, Singapore, known more for maybe flexible intakes, diverse courses.
Exactly. And this is where the core financial difference really hits you. For undergrad programs, Singapore citizens at public unis, you're typically looking at, say, SGD 8,200 to SGD 9,600 a year. NUS engineering, for example, is around SGD 8,250 annually for citizens.
Yeah.
Now, compare that to private universities. It's usually much higher. SGD 22,000 to SGD 35,000 a year. And that's pretty much regardless of nationality. James Cook University Singapore's psychology program. SGD 30,420 per year. Big jump.
Wow, yeah.
And worth noting, international students at public unis pay more, maybe SGD 17,000 to 20,000, but they can get subsidies if they sign that 3-year bond to work here after graduating.
That is a massive difference right off the bat. So, okay, the price tag is one thing, but what do you actually get for that money? What's included?
Good question. At public universities, your fees usually cover access to, top-notch labs, huge libraries, career services.
The support system.
Yeah, exactly. Subsidized health insurance, too, and crucially, eligibility for the MOE tuition grant scheme. That grant is a big deal. It brings the cost down significantly for many.
Right. That's the government subsidy tied to the work bond sometimes.
That's the one. Now, private universities, their fees usually cover admin and material costs, but generally there's less access to those government-subsidized facilities. On the flip side, they often boast smaller campuses, maybe better faculty-to-student ratios. That can be a real plus for some people, a more personal feel.
And the financial support itself, scholarships. Aid that looks different too, I assume.
Totally different ballgame. Public unis have that MOE grant, plus their own uni-specific scholarships, and the CPF education scheme. That lets you use retirement savings for tuition, which is a huge help.
A lifesaver for many families, I bet.
Definitely. Plus loans, bursaries, private institutions, they mainly offer their own scholarships, maybe grants from partner universities overseas. Access to those big national schemes is pretty limited.
Okay, this leads to the big one for me. Beyond the immediate cost, what's the real return on investment, like down the line, career prospects?
Yeah, the ROI question, it's critical. And the numbers, well, they show a pretty clear trend. Based on a recent MOE survey, 2024 data, public uni grads have about a 93% employment rate within 6 months.
93%, that's high.
It is, and their average starting salary is around SGD 3,800 a month. Private uni grads, around 76% employment within 6 months, average starting salary closer to SGD 2,800. There's more variation there, too, depending on the specific course.
Wow, okay, 93 versus 76% employment. That's a noticeable gap straight out of the gate. What do you think drives that difference initially?
It's complex, but often it comes down to things like employer brand recognition, established industry networks. Public unis have had decades to build those. But let's think about real experiences. We heard from Daniel at NTU, paid about SGD 8,500 a year with the grant, got a world-class education, landed an internship before he even finished.
Sounds like a good outcome.
Yeah. Then there's Aisha at SIM Global. Her fees were higher, SGD 26,000 a year. But she mentioned smaller, more flexible classes let her work part-time. That was critical for her situation.
That really brings it home, doesn't it? That value isn't just one thing. It depends so much on your priorities.
Yeah.
So let's try and synthesize this. Public unis, subsidized fees, high prestige, stronger initial job stats, but tough to get into.
Right.
Private unis, flexible entry, lots of international programs, but higher costs and less government funding baked in.
Precisely. And experts weigh in, too. Dr. Rachel Tan, she researches higher ed, emphasizes that it's the knowledge and network that determine ROI, not just the name.
That's interesting. So the name helps initially, but skills matter more long term.
That's what her research suggests. While the public uni name might open doors first, That gap in outcomes, especially salary, can shrink after a couple of years, particularly if private grads are really proactive with internships and networking.
But does that initial prestige still give a sort of measurable head start in certain fields, even if skills eventually balance out?
Oh, it certainly can. Recruiters often see the public uni degree as a stronger signal initially, but at the end of the day, employers want skills, experience, someone who can adapt. And someone like Jeremy Coe, an education influencer, points out that Singapore's private institutions are actually becoming more competitive globally.
So it's not a simple calculation.
Not at all. It's complex. You're weighing cost, sure, but also career goals, how you learn best. Your whole future outlook, really.
So thinking about all these differences, cost, job outcomes, flexibility, it really makes you pause, doesn't it? If you're facing this choice, how do you weigh those priorities? What aspects would you put first for your own future, something
Yeah.
to really mull over?